Hi, my name is Shira Rubinoff. I'm here at RSA 2019 with Cisco. I'm here interviewing Edna Conway from Cisco. Edna, please introduce yourself to our audience. Tell them what you do for Cisco.
I'm Edna Conway, and I have the privilege of serving as Cisco's Chief Security Officer for its global value chain, which actually means that I worry about the entire third-party ecosystem of partners who are in some way involved in the life cycle of any solution that Cisco offers.
Well, that's a very important place to be, and glad that you're at the helm of that. So we'll just jump right in over here and ask you, what are the new impacts to the growing third-party ecosystem?
So, you know, Shira, we've certainly been talking about this for quite some time, and as the digital revolution has been taking place, the number of people who observe, touch, monitor, and impact us over the course of our lives, both daily as well as in enterprises and in governments, is really growing exponentially.
Certainly.
And so I think what we're seeing is a new attack surface, and from my view, that attack surface is function. As we get more sophisticated, we are going to see, as IT is an overlay on operational technology, or we see factories of the future or new environments, I'm going to want to target your brand. I'm going to make your quality decrease. That's a very different model than traditional ransomware or denial of service.
So when they talk about digital transformation in an organization, you have operations, you have security, and one hand doesn't typically talk to the other, unfortunately, and thereby they have different ways that they're getting their job done. You'll have operations getting, let's move it quickly, and then you'll have security saying, wait, stop, let's deal with the real security problems. What would you say that Cisco is doing differently in terms of digital transformation to deal with these issues that you're heading up over here?
So it's a great question, and I think what we do differently is I have an architecture that's flexible and elastic, and to the optimum extent possible, instead of having prescriptive requirements, we're actually setting goals. Now it invites your partners in. You begin to understand what they do, how they operate, how their business needs come to the forefront, and you mold around them. So security now becomes part of their daily operations rather than bolted on top, and you become part of their own system, their people, their process, and their tools. I like to call it the security invasion.
Well, security invasion is something we certainly have to deal with. And maybe you give a bit of a synopsis of what I wouldn't call it your daily routine at Cisco is, but what you're really overseeing and where you're digging your teeth into and what you're seeing the biggest problems or the greatest solutions that Cisco is coming to the table with.
Gee, that's a great question. I think we'd have to spend a year talking about it. What I think is new and innovative about us is, as we are non-prescriptive and thinking about a goal basis, what we are actually driving is a seemingly monolithic architecture that can be flexible and elastic, which with each what I call sister organization inside of Cisco, who owns the commercial relationship with that third party, and allowing them to drive that architecture in their own way. But what we still need to get to as we move forward, I think, are things like trusted hardware anchor, handshakes between software and hardware as an integrated system. We do not ingest or inhale our digital environment. We still use devices, and yet software runs the operation of those devices. How about thinking about a software bill of materials, just like we think about a bill of materials for hardware? That's the next generation of where security can embed itself, because we now have a higher degree of fidelity into what asset is where, who's using what, and who we're embracing in our family, whether we know it or we don't know it.
Well, that's a very interesting perspective and certainly things we have to keep our eye on. Thank you so much for your time, Edna. That was a real eye-opener in the space that you're dealing with. We're really glad that you're leading that up for Cisco. And we look forward to having more wonderful interviews with Cisco Security. Please stay tuned. Thank you for your time, Edna. It's been wonderful.
It was a privilege to be with you.
Thank you.